Hello, everybody. What's up? Hello, David D. What's up? Alan, Kimberly, Sam Dean. What's up? Yes, I'm having Jordan Chairiton on. We'll get him on the show in about 5 minutes or so. We're just going to get everything teed up, folks. Jeffrey, Ryan, Maddie, Vincent, Backyard Politics. What's up? If you want to find out what happened in Portland the last couple of nights, go to Backyard Politics Show. Truth to Treat, what's up? Big Texan, hello. Looks and sounds good, outstanding. Still haven't got that goddamn fancy mic I bought a month ago. Hasn't shown up yet. Jesus. Delightful smoothie. Organic unsweetened almond milk. Half a frozen banana. Ooh, brain freeze. Brain freeze. Ow. Ew. Oh, wow. Easy. Don't drink them too fast, kids. Couple of frozen organic strawberries. Some frozen blueberries. Frozen greens. A little bit of peanut butter. I'm running out of peanut. Ran out. Done. Peanut butter's over. Gotta get more. Vegan protein powder, and here we go. Dimitri, Jean, AK, Kimberly, Ian, Alan, Wanchat, what's up? Well, at least the plasma industry is doing great these days, yeah. Oh, another brain freeze. Settle, settle, settle. I'm standing off camera, folks, but I'm still here. I'm just getting a glass of water ready. Whenever this delightful smoothie is over. Cubbies are playing right now. I don't know what the score. The Los Angeles Sparks tip off at 7 o'clock. They're 1-1 of the WNBA bubble. I don't know if Major League Baseball is going to finish its season. Truth be told, I don't think they're going to get through. They're not playing in a bubble. They got to travel. It doesn't look good. All right. Hello, Kate's here. She's our moderator, folks. Very simple. You can disagree and debate in the chat all you want. You start getting rude. Fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Gotta get blocked. You start just being a whacked out troll. Say the same thing 5 times, boom. If you're just acting like a 12-year-old, hey, look at my dick. We're gonna block you. Nobody wants to look at your dick. What's up? Kawhi LBS YouTube star, hello. Let me tweet this out, and then we will hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to bring out Jordan Chairiton. Boo, boo, boo. With Pat. All right. All right, everybody. All right, hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Retweet it. Boom. All right, folks. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's bring, see and hear me all right? It's been a little cooler here. Haven't been much surfing. It's been nuts. It's been cold. Usually July is warm and sunny. It's been cool here. It's been cool here. No need to shave my knuckles. I just barbecue with recklessness. All right. Let me look up a couple things real quick. Hit the like button. Share this out on your social media. All right. I'm going to talk to Jordan Chairiton about Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders supporting member of the DNC Rules Committee. That oh boy. All right. Wow. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's break Jordan up the program. Hit the like button. Share this out on your social media. 210 watching, 107 likes. Kate, what's up, Kate? Shave your knuckles for justice. Folks, great way to support the show is do what Kate is doing. Hit the dollar icon. Any amount of money helps. $1, whatever. I will absolutely answer your question. I can't answer all the questions in the live chat, and I won't be able to answer any questions when I'm talking to Jordan, but Illinois had the highest COVID totals in 2 months, and we may have to go back on lockdown. Oh, God. It is gnarly. It is gnarly. I know. Sounds like California's flattened a little bit. We spiked, and then we're kind of flattened a little because everyone's wearing masks again. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Sorry that's happening, Kate. I'm really sorry that's happening. All right. God, that smoothie's good. Smoothie is good. Graham, I'm not going to like this video until you prove to me that I should get my vote. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, I just proved you. Should prove to me, Graham. Where? There. Vegan guns. I just proved it. Boom. Look at my guns. I just proved you I've got vegan guns. Now you gotta like the video. Just did it, bro. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. We're going to invite Jordan Chairiton on the show, folks. We're going to be live from the Political Vigilante Studios. I don't know why I love talking like kind of a cross between like some over-the-top sportscaster and a morning DJ. 75 past the hour, traffic on the dides. Just sounds like some guys like split back formation up and across the near side. Like a radio sportscaster because they got to call every aspect of it. Boo, 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 boo. There we go, folks. Well, let me answer some of these super chats before I bring Jordan on the show. Thanks for supporting the show, folks. 288 watching, 130 likes. Hit the like button. Emblemed Fate. Thanks for joining us again, my friend. What do libs expect if Biden wins? We'll just never see our president for 4 years as they wheel around that lucid body. At least Trump speaks. I mean, it's so funny. I was watching a lot of these people in the Lincoln Project, which is a bunch of like Republicans, like lifelong Republicans who are against Trump, and they're calling him out. Well, good for them. And they're endorsing Joe Biden, which is like, yeah, like I said, Joe Biden is a Republican. Joe Biden is to the right of everything. Trump is just way off the reservation. He's nuts. And Joe Biden, who is a Republican, wrote the crime bill, wants to gut Medicare, wants to gut Social Security, doesn't want to defund the police, wants a middle ground climate policy. He's a Republican. He's a Republican. So like these old school like Reagan Republicans are more comfortable with Joe Biden, who's a Republican. And the fact that Trump and them are calling him some sort of Marxist lefty is hilarious. That Joe Biden is a Marxist is like, wow, that's like saying Jimmy Dore is too much of a nun, Catholic nun. I don't know. That's not even a good comparison. I was trying to, but I don't even know what. It's so insane calling Joe Biden is a Republican. He's not a Marxist. He's the most Republican-y guy that. Oh God, so hilarious. Oh God, so funny. Chris Garrett, what's up, Chris? Shave your knuckles for justice. Shave your knuckles for status quo. Justice in journalism. Yeah, they're doing great work. We're going to bring them on here in a sec. Mount Unit, shave them for justice. Beep. You got it, Mount Unit. Beep to you. Zachary Tetyan. Zachary, thank you for supporting the show. Rashida Tlaib refuses to vote for Biden. Huge fan. Oh, wow. She said that? Good for her. Oh, mad props for her. I'm glad they're starting to come out to say that because, like, the fact that the Lincoln Project is backing Joe Biden tells you, like, good for them for not just, like, I'm going to ride or die with Trump because I'm a Republican for life. Like, good for them. But the fact that they then really like Joe Biden just tells you Joe Biden is what if he ran in the Republican primary, he would beat Trump. He would beat Trump in the Republican primary because all these, reasonable Republicans would. God, it's so insane. LJL, what's up, LJL? Shave your knuckles for justice. Thoughts on Biden calling the arrest of anarchists? Oh, I know. Again, he's a Republican. They all Antifa. They keep trying to sell this thing that Antifa is this like organized organization of anarchists or whatever. I guarantee you, first of all, there's private intelligence in Antifa, just like there's private intelligence in the Proud Boys and those white nationalist organizations. And also, some of them are just people who are just done. Antifa stands for anti-fascist. So they're just done with this fascist government. Some of them want to cause problems and burn it down and throw rocks and fight cops or whatever. Okay. They have a Facebook page, I guess, but this notion that like Antifa has a clubhouse and everybody goes in there and gets their Antifa ID card and then goes out on the streets and causes shit is just insane. But what LJL, what you're saying, I mean, my thoughts on it are what I've been saying, which is Joe Biden is a Republican. That's what Republicans say. That's what they say at Fox News. These Antifa troublemakers. That's what old people say. It's God, he's such a Republican. He's such a Republican. Oh, thanks for supporting the show. I really appreciate it. 347 watching, 165 likes, folks. Come on, like it up. All right, let's bring Jordan. He should be joining us in a second, folks. How'd you like the Whitney Webb interview yesterday? Come on, we're lining up some good guests on the show. God damn, that's a good smoothie. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's a good smoothie. Oh my God, that's such a good smoothie. Oh my God, smoothie. I talk to smoothies the way people talk to their dog. Oh, you're such a good smoothie. You're such a good smoothie, yes you are. Who's the tastiest vegan smoothie? Who's the tastiest vegan smoothie? You're the cutest little vegan smoothie you are. Look at the cutest little vegan smoothie. Oh, the cutest little vegan smoothie. Folks, don't live alone during a pandemic. You'll go insane. Here he is on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's bring him on the program. Yo, Jordan. Yo. Can you hear me? Jordan. Can you hear me, dude? Let's see. Nothing? Can you hear me, Jordan? Hello? This would be great if he could hear me and he was just doing this to make me say this over and over. That would be hilarious. I'm good, buddy. You can see and hear me okay? Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Yes, I can. Excellent. Excellent. Let me. Yes.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let me make sure people can hear. Let me bring you on the screen so we are live. You could hear me and he was just doing this to make me say this over.
I hear you.
It's really delayed. What is that delay? You can see and hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good.
All right. Okay. Yes, hold I can. We're getting this on a delay. Excellent. Excellent. Let me. Yes.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Hold on. This is a weird delay. That's good. Let me make sure people can hear. Let me bring you on the screen. This is a weird delay. Why is this such a delay? That delay. You can see and hear me okay? Okay. You hear us. Oh, everyone in the chat says they hear us both. Okay. All right. All right, Jordan. I want to make sure. So we are live. Let me just make the screen a little bit bigger. I'm going to have to kill my camera so you'll just be able to hear me. Is that cool?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Preferences. Test speaker. Can you hear me, Graham?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can hear me. Everyone in the chat says they can hear me. I'm echoing is what they're saying. All right, let me shut this down. All right, let me just talk. So let me just talk.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm hearing this delay. What is that? Where's that delay coming from? All right. So it feels like we're on a delay, Jordan. Can you hear me right now? Or are you?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Let me just make sure everybody in my chat says looks and sounds great. Okay, cool. All right. All right, everybody. Just make sure everything. Okay. My thing is. Hold on. Let me fix this real quick, and then we'll talk about that tweet you put out about the Bernie supporters or the Bernie delegates or whatever. Being told that they can't vote, or that thing you put on Twitter? Okay. I feel like there's a delay. Jordan, we're having some kind of delay between. Yeah, I can, but it feels like there's I hear myself being.
Testing. 1 2 3.
Yeah, I hear some sort of delay again. Is my live stream on somewhere or something? Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you. But I have an echo, I'm being told. Yeah, it is. There's some kind of delay, Jordan. Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna bring this back. All right, folks, we're gonna get it figured out. We'll get it figured out, folks. We'll get it figured out. Yeah, we just disconnected. Thank you for that.
Edwin Dunning, Shaving Knuckles for Justice, Love Status Quo, and you too, Graham. Peace, brothers, right on. Bob Wood Doctor, thank you for supporting the show. Disconnect, the sound distortion is awful. That's what we're doing right now. We're reconnecting. Let me just go up here. All right, yeah. Jordan is trying something on his end. He's trying to get his headphones. I think that's the issue. Yeah, the sound is going in and out somewhere else. There was a crazy delay of the beat time. I will answer some more super chats if there are any. Beto got 3 DUIs or Rourke for UN ambassador. Greta, oil will help you grow big and strong. Yeah, as soon as he talks back in here, we'll make some adjustments and see what we can get going. He's going to try some different headphones on his end because I think that my sound was... He was getting me on some kind of odd delay. I'm not sure why. But we'll get it figured out, folks. So it's something with my mic? Huh. Turn off your speakers. How about that? Can you guys hear me now? When I'm talking right now, can you hear me right now? Because I just turned my speakers off. Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me right now? Brr, 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 brr. When my hand is moving, can you hear me? What a film. Too many wires. Try ripping some out. We hear you. Okay, you hear me okay. Does that fix the echo? The perfect audio now. Okay, cool. That's what we did. All right, that's good. Oh, there we fixed that. Look at that. Way to go, team. You sound great. Sounds like a karaoke microphone. Quando. So Jordan's trying to get his new headphones. We fixed that sound issue. Anthony, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Can you ask Jordan if he thinks criminal charges in Flint? Oh, that's great. We're going to talk about several different things. We're going to talk about this tweet that he put out. No echo. Okay. Yeah. You think I need a better mic? Holy shit. This mic, my lavalier crapped out, so then I started using, this was my backup mic. This was working fine. It was great. Then this crapped out. This is a friend Mike Siegel's microphone, his backup mic. I ordered a new microphone a month ago because everybody's at home during the quarantine. Everybody's live streaming. Every teacher, every personal trainer, everybody is doing this. So everything's on back order. It's nuts. Still an echo. Baz84, do your stuff. Really? Still an echo. That's odd. That's odd that there's still an echo. Well, here's how we cancel the echo right there. There's that. I just shut Jordan's thing down. Leave Graham's Bob Barker bike alone. Next contestant on The Price is Right. The background surf noise has returned. Yeah, the microphone on my computer is off. We've done that. Thank you, though. Yes, I am using OBS. Oh, the guy's fucking with me, no echo? All right, so someone's just being a cock. Find that asshole and block their fucking stupid life.
The hiss is the real problem. Terrible noise floor. That fixed the doubling. That's it. Leave it be. All right. Some people are saying they can hear it fine. So maybe some of you have a dumb microphone. Maybe you're the one. No, you are. $10.99 for the electric moment. Yeah, this microphone's not great. I don't know really what to do with this microphone other than let me just test that a little bit better right there. But that doesn't kind of, yeah. Go ahead, not awful. Okay. Yeah, that's what it's gonna have to be. It's so annoying because like every website, every store is like back ordered on microphones and all this stuff. It's kind of nuts. Graham hisses when I speak. That's because my vegan guns cause too much interference. Don't know what happened to Jordan. Maybe he was attacked. I always assume the worst when like someone's late. I'm supposed to meet my buddy for lunch. He was supposed to be here 5 minutes ago. I'm assuming he was attacked. He had a heart attack. He was abducted by aliens. He got eaten by a crocodile. I know that's what happened. I know it. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. No big deal. Just go right to the worst thinking. Like, oh, kamikaze ninjas probably snatched him up. Just, no. No. No, just hit a snake. Just hit a couple of red lights. Oh. Hey, here we go. Here comes Jordan. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hold on. Oh, now I hear you. Keep talking. Nice. All right. All right. Hold on. Well, maybe make some adjustments. Let me make some adjustments, everybody. There we go. Let's check everyone in the chat to make sure they can hear you. So you can hear me in real time. All right, Jordan's on the screen, folks. Let us know if you can hear him. Let's bring him on. Just talk for us a sec, Jordan. Let the people hear the lovely sounds of your dulcet tones.
I just want to take a moment of silence for my dearly departed friend Herman King.
All right, thanks, buddy. That's good to know. I can't. Oh, God. Man. Okay, now I'm hearing this delay again. What is going on? All right. All right, so you can hear everybody. All right, so when I do this, okay. Let me... All right. Can you continue to hear me, Jordan, or did it just go mute?
I just lost you.
Okay, there, I'm back. All right, I tested that. Okay, everybody says it sounds good. It sounds good. All right. Here we go. Outstanding. So I thought, Jordan, what we talk about first is that tweet you put out about the DNC kind of stifling, telling the Bernie delegates or whatever to go home or whatever that was.
Yeah. So basically, I had some sources on the DNC Rules Committee.
Well, hold on a sec. Well, let me just introduce everything because but that's what we'll talk about. Give me a quick second.
Sure.
Let me just make sure everything's teed up here. All right, folks, hit the like button. We got 500 people watching, 257 likes. Please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And support the show by hitting the super chats. Of course, when I'm done talking to Jordan, I'll go into all the super chats, and please hit the like button. And Kate, you're the moderator. Let me know if anything is up. All right. All the levels are good on everybody. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. Very special guest returning back to the show from Status Coup, Jordan Chairiton. Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm well. How you doing, Graham?
I'm excellent. Thank you for joining us. And so I wanted to talk to you because you put out on your Twitter feed basically the DNC, and this is shocking to me, that they're stifling progressives within the party. I'm just at a loss, for starters. I've never seen this sort of thing. I'm next thing you know, you're going to tell me that drug dealers are hurting society. I don't know. I just can't believe any of it. But fill us in. So they're still trying to have their sham of a convention or whatever. So tell us exactly what's going on.
Yeah, so there's multiple, committees. You got the platform committee, which I don't put a lot of stock into the Democratic Party platform, but whatever. Then you have the rules committee. So the rules committee met today, and I found out yesterday, Jeff Weaver, who's Bernie Sanders, political consigliere, basically top advisor, ran Bernie's campaign in 2016. My reporting indicates kind of was not loved by Bernie campaign people in 2016 or 2020. He basically hosted a conference call with the Bernie appointed delegates to the Rules Committee and told them to eat sand and don't make any amendments, proposals for rules changes. Quote, this is what Bernie wants, and that they had already struck a deal with Biden's campaign to extend the superdelegates on the second ballot, how that was moved from first ballot to second ballot, to extend that to 2024. So that was apparently Jeff Weaver was saying we cannot propose anything else because we got them to agree to the crumbs of superdelegates on the second ballot. Not that they can't figure out a different way to screw and rig the primary. But two of the rules committee members I spoke to basically said Weaver was telling them, if you don't abide by this, you're, quote, going against the movement. And
what movement is this? Is this the movement for more oligarchs? What is this movement? What is the movement?
According to Jeff Weaver, the movement that Bernie, has sparked. Obviously, a lot of people not happy with Bernie right now. But it was essentially described to me that Jeff Weaver was bullying the Bernie appointed members of the Rules Committee to just, fall in line and go along because we've made an agreement with Biden's campaign. And then during the actual Rules Committee, which if you got 2 hours to really pull your teeth out, Barney Frank was the chairman, if I need to say any more.
Wow.
And Barney Frank exploited John Lewis's death to chide and voter shame progressives who choose not to vote for Joe Biden, if that tells you anything. But anyway, Brent Welder, who ran for Congress in Kansas a few cycles ago, he proposed banning corporate PAC money to the DNC, and the DNC took the bold step to table that motion. And I just found out, in addition to them taking the bold step to tabling the motion, this kind of gets in the weeds, but this was through Zoom. It wasn't in person, obviously, with COVID. So for the 6 amendments before Brent Welder's proposal to ban PAC money to the DNC, there was no problem with the voter tool for members to vote. No problem. Then when Brent Welder proposed banning corporate PAC money to the DNC, all of a sudden the voting tool was disabled. Bernie delegates were feverishly, reaching out to IT, like, where's the voter tool? They said it was a technical error. And then magically, when a corporate lobbyist that Biden had put on the committee, I'm not making this up, when a corporate lobbyist that Biden had put on the committee voted motion to table that amendment, then the voting tool came back and people could vote. So basically, this was a sham, as we expected, and it seems like Bernie's campaign is going along with it.
Yeah, and of course, that's the thing right there. of course the Democratic Party is doing this. Like, none of this is shocking. They're so blatant. I just want to say, why do you guys even do this? Like, why even go through? Just say we're corrupt. We're gonna just do it the way we want to do it. I mean, this is the thing. All this. I mean, I don't like Donald Trump. I'm not happy he's president in any way, shape, or form. But I understand why some people like him, because he just says crazy. I mean, he's racist, he's awful, but he'll just say, "Oh, we're keeping the troops in Syria to protect the oil." What? Why? Of course. Like, he just, and that resonates with some people because this is so obviously such a corrupt scam. Why? But again, the Democratic Party is going to do what the Democratic Party does. The real issue that I have, and I think many of us have, is Bernie just has gone along with this. Bernie, especially now with this pandemic and Trump's just complete mishandling of this, the economic crisis that is looming. This is nothing. There's 28 million foreclosures that are going to happen. Like, we're going to nosedive this economy. Bernie could be unifying the country with his message. No one's asking how we're going to pay for Medicare for all anymore. That ended when this pandemic started. He could be saying, I'm going to do student debt forgiveness. You're going to get UBI. I'm going to get us through this. Just vote for me November. I will get us through this. And instead, he just acquiesces to this utterly corrupt Democratic Party that has these kangaroo elections and these, there's a committee for the rules of the subcommittee of the corrupt nonsense with the voter, with the memo. It just sounds like the combination of community college bureaucracy with corporate nonsense. Just like, we're going to have a memo for the committee, for the memo of the rules committee of the memo. And then we'll have a voting on the memo of the meeting of the memo of the committee. It's just such bullshit. It's just like either a designed waste of all of our time to get us distracted into this ridiculous horse race, like watching some Real Housewives or some sports thing. Like, how can he keep letting this happen? I mean,
yeah, it's interesting because I was on the road. I covered him in 2016. I covered him in 2020. Some people think I'm like, a puppet for Bernie, but I've been criticizing him for months. I might not be like ranting and raving like, some of our friends, but, I criticize him when I think appropriate. And one thing that stands out to me is he always talked about at the rallies, when you're negotiating, you don't just start by offering half a loaf.
Right.
You demand the full loaf. So it's one thing if you're going to follow through, he said all along, I'm going to go with the Democratic nominee. Okay, fine. But that doesn't mean just become a robot and do live streams with Biden where it looks like you're being kidnapped and go on cable news basically just clearly you're speaking against, your mantra. And now this, where the DNC, I think it was the platform committee, voted down by an overwhelming majority during a deadly pandemic, Medicare for all. He doesn't say a word. And now today, basically putting a gag order on your own appointees on the rules committee, many of whom were surrogates for the campaign or knocked doors for the campaign. It just doesn't make sense. Like, you can, viewers might not agree with him, but you can say whatever. I think Trump is an existential threat, so I'm going to hold my nose, vote for Biden. Like, you can say that if you're Bernie, but also say to Biden publicly, we demand more.
Yeah.
We cannot nibble around the edges right now. You got over 50 million people who filed for unemployment. Tens of millions of more are losing their health insurance. That Pete Buttigieg told us was, we want the choice to be screwed and fucked up the behind. So it's maddening because, I've heard from multiple people I spoke with in Bernie's campaign, he's kind of deathly afraid of being Ralph Naderized, and being blamed if Trump wins again. But you're going to be blamed either way. If Trump wins, which I don't rule him out, they'll find a way to blame Bernie. They'll say, well, you didn't go far enough demanding that your voters do it. So it's just crazy to me. And honestly, just look at it. If you even take the time to watch this cringeworthy rules committee, it was live streamed. You got Barney Frank as the chair. He's a lobbyist for Wall Street now. You have Maria Cardona, who's a CNN contributor, another lobbyist.
Right.
It's lobbyist after lobbyist after lobbyist, or think tank members running the rules committee. You have technical glitches where people can't vote when corporate PAC donations are put out. And it's the same gaslighting if you were active as far back in 2004. Oh, no. We just got to get rid of Bush. Doesn't matter who the nominee is.
Yes.
Or 2016. Doesn't matter. Can't let Trump get in there. They were saying things like, now's not the time for these debates. We just got to get rid of Trump. And it's always going to be now's not the time if we let corporate lobbyists, Wall Street, people on Wall Street run a political party. It's totally corrupt and insane.
Yeah, and it's a lot of this has to go. I mean, look, you and I, ran into each other at numerous Bernie rallies and we're covering them for our platforms. And, there was an excitement in the air. There was all these people, and I would see this very diverse group, and he was really resonating with so many people, and clearly could have gotten a lot of red state voters. He could have done that because he has a working class message. He has a populist message, but it's on him for letting this happen. And the fact that he doesn't want to be Ralph Nader is just like, it's mind-boggling to me. And then, Joe Biden says now's not the time for a revolution. Oh, that's right. Revolutions always happen when things are going great. When everybody's bills are paid and nobody's hungry, that's when revolutions happen. Throughout history, that's typically when they happen. Everybody's doing fantastic. The ruling class is sharing their wealth, and everybody decides then, hey, let's have a revolution when it's convenient for everybody. Like, I don't think the Democratic Party, I don't think they realize we are having a revolution right now. It's not coming. It is happening. For the last 2 months, we have had nonstop protests. We have moms and veterans and chefs walking arm in arm together in the streets of Portland. I mean, we have cities, everybody, and all of these young people who are at these protests. I mean, it's people of all ages, but it's a lot of young people. It's a lot of people like early 30s and younger. And many of them, are getting tear gassed and shot and beaten by the cops. And that's radicalizing them. They're just like, we're done. And what happens when these evictions, the $600 pandemic, that just ended. So if they don't put that back in place, and then you have 28 million evictions on top of that, what is the Pelosi and Barney Frank and even Bernie now, what do they think is going to happen when people can't eat and they're getting kicked on the streets? How do they think they're going to set up another rules committee? Is that what they think is going to happen? We're going to have another vote in the rules committee and the sub chair of the rule. No, they're just going to fucking burn shit down. And they're not going to give a damn what party you're with. Because here's the other thing people are waking up to. The mayor of Portland, the mayor of Seattle, the mayor of Los Angeles, these are all Democrats. These are all Democratic mayors who are sitting there and letting their police departments beat the shit out of people. The mayor of Portland is letting federal troops just snatch people up in unmarked vans, and he went out for a photo op, and he got goddamn tear gassed by him, and he still does nothing. So what is the Democratic Party? When are they going to? I mean, they're almost as tone deaf as these like Second Amendment Trumpers that don't think federal agents can come snatch them off the streets. Like what? How do you see this playing out, Jordan? Because I'm just mystified here.
Well, I've been saying the same thing as you. I mean, I could tell you when I was getting shot at Standing Rock in North Dakota, I didn't hear Alyssa Milano or any of the wine moms resisting on Twitter against DHS in Portland and elsewhere saying a goddamn thing. Right. I didn't hear them saying a word when Baltimore police were tear gassing, rubber bullets, worse, Freddie Gray riots, Michael Brown, because that was under Obama, right? So now, I mean, listen, it is fascism what Trump's doing, but it's also fascism what happens under Democratic mayors and whatever. But because basically Trump has become the thing, it's not really the actual crimes that are going on under Trump. It's just that it's Trump. Because when the same crimes against humanity, when the same fascist things go on, like, I don't know, the police that we pay for literally blockading a bridge to protect an oil company for 7 months as Native Americans are shot and tear gassed and God knows, that we're told Obama says, let it play out. I mean, the examples go on and on. So the resistance has always been hollow. And that's why, honestly, Democratic Party is very lucky that there is still hot zones all over this country where the majority of people that aren't, MAGA, don't tread on me with a mask, aren't going to go out and congregate. Because when this is under control, I think you have the makings of, you see the George Floyd protests, which were great. I think they're going to be even bigger. I think it's going to be young people and old people. And it ain't going to just be progressives. It's going to be, there's neoliberals who voted for Joe Biden that are facing eviction. Yeah. There's conservatives that, might have not gravitated to the Bernie message. But the bottom line is, to me, this is intentional. We look at gentrification. The real estate developers, the politicians, they want to push poor black and brown people out. I think they're not the Democratic Party, the lack of urgency, because they agreed to the original shit sandwich, which was the bailout bill. I mean, they were happy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a graphic. Nancy Pelosi drove the getaway car as Trump and McConnell looted the Treasury.
Yeah.
So I think it's intentional. And I think that, if they keep this up, there's going to be a general strike. And frankly, it's not going to be purely nonviolent.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to see violent stuff happen, but I don't see how we get away. I don't see how you get around this, because when you are beating the crap out of people, when federal agents and local police departments are using tax dollars to beat the shit out of people, they've had enough. And again, America's problem has always been its comfortable life produces apathy, right? Americans have never really, when all this stuff happened, you talked about Standing Rock, Freddie Gray, Occupy Wall Street. It was never these numbers of people that we're seeing now, because there wasn't mass unemployment. But now people get kicked out of their homes. Some law-abiding citizen that loves the police and loves the government, and the sheriff comes knocking on their door saying, get out. There's some of those people are going to go, nope. And thanks to the NRA, some of them are going to have guns, and they're going to say, come and get it. Like, you ain't getting it. I'm not leaving. And people can't feed themselves. What's going to happen? I mean, these protests of the last 2 months, I was here in Santa Monica when it happened, and so they had military on our streets for a week and all that, and it was gnarly, but I was like, this is a Disney parade compared to what can happen down the road.
Right. Well, I got to say, I mean, people call out Bernie, and I think it should be called out. I mean, but also, listen, nobody voted for AOC to hear her call Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear.
I know.
And tweet things, but I don't see mass resistance from the progressive caucus. No, right now they don't have the numbers to actually block Pelosi. They don't have what the numbers that the Tea Party had, but you sure can say this ain't enough. I mean, look at the HEROES Act, for example, which was a messaging bill. They're trying to sneak in, letting lobbyists get small business PPP money, $1 trillion for state and states and cities. I got news for you. I've covered Flint for 5 years. I've seen it in Detroit. I've seen it elsewhere. When you hear federal money going to states and cities, take off about $500 billion, because that's being redirected to donors, real estate developers, nonprofits. It ain't going where they say it's going. And that is a hidden secret that the media never covers. People say, Obama's Congress gave $180 billion to Flint. Yeah? Go ask the people of Flint how much of that went towards water relief. So they're proposing bullshit, when in reality, where is AOC? Pramila Jayapal was the only one proposing this. Why aren't they all just saying, Europe has the same exact virus, they are covering payrolls up to 80%.
Yep.
They're not putting people on unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna shame Pelosi or any of them into doing these things if you're not screaming from the top of your lungs. They're only going against Trump because they're being guilted and gaslighted into, you can't speak out against Pelosi or Schumer because you're going to help reelect Trump. Well, I got news for you. The people who are facing eviction and have no health care right now and unemployment, I don't really think it's top of mind whether it's going to be Trump or Biden. I think it's like, how the hell am I going to avoid this in the next week or 2 weeks? So it's disastrous. And you know what? I think Bernie's kind of like the guy who could take you to the water, but he couldn't, help you. Or he's like Moses. He kind of he helped you out of the desert, but didn't bring you to the promised land. But at a certain point, I mean, Bernie Sanders, I've said this during debates and things like this, I think he's been in Washington too long. I think he's naive because I think he thinks by gagging people on the rules committee that were appointed by him, by doing these hostage taking videos with Biden, by only focusing on Trump, I think he thinks that if and when Biden gets elected, that he'll play ball with Bernie.
Oh God.
And he'll play ball with the progressives. But what Bernie doesn't realize, and I don't say this to mock Graham, but I just say this because this is objectively true. Biden ain't going to be the one making decisions. He might not even make it 4 years. I mean, he's not cognitively there. I've been saying it for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be VP Harris, which it seems like it's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
or, whichever Wall Street titan he puts in a Treasury Secretary, or whomever is donor of the month. You're not dealing with Biden. Look at Obama. He got in there, an executive at Citigroup pretty much handpicked his whole cabinet.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't jail any bankers. So I think Bernie, his motives might have been pure, but I think he's very naive. And, I think a lot, the people we saw at those rallies are kind of being screwed. I mean, I just went on a reporting road trip. I interviewed, I remember in Pennsylvania, I interviewed a couple. They're young. They got a 1.5-year-old kid, both of them unemployed. They're screwed. They're
Right.
facing eviction. Who's their leader right now? It ain't Bernie.
Well, that's such a great point. I mean, the thing you're talking about is there's no, and I've talked about this on the show recently. There's no real leadership. There's no leadership in this country. You have Trump, who's just a lunatic who has this cult following, and then you've got this ridiculous Democratic Party, and as you've said, even the Progressive Caucus. AOC has 7 million Twitter followers. She could motivate so many people. And Mama Bear, and she'll call out the Republicans. Okay, great, but she won't call out the corruption of the Democratic Party. And when she first got in, it took her about 14 months to acquiesce to their power structure. When she first got in, she was like live tweeting, "Why are there lobbyists at our orientation? Why aren't there labor?" I was like, "Oh man, this is awesome." She called out Pelosi. "Why are we voting? What's the point of having a democratically controlled Congress if we're going to vote to give Trump his border wall?" She did those things, and everyone rallied behind her. And now there's just nothing. I mean, Anna Presley has said she's not going to endorse Biden. Nina Turner has spoken out. I appreciate that, but there's no leader, and it's like. And Kamala Harris is going to be VP, and all these neoliberals are going to go, yeah, a woman of color, and I'm going to go and hope more of us are going to go, she put 120,000 people of color behind bars. There's a video of her mocking people that want more schools and less prisons. So that honeymoon's going to end, and like you say, Biden has dementia. He's not mentally sharp enough to be president. If Bernie showed this cognitive decline 6-7 months ago, I would have spoken out and said, "I'm sorry, I love the man, but he can't do this."
Oh my God, if Bernie said I'm an Biden-Obama Democrat or forgot Obama's name, oh my God, Chris Matthews, I mean, he's gone now. They would be literally bringing on nursing home executives to invite him there.
Yes.
It's terrible. And by the way, it gets worse on Harris. I mean, the American Prospect just did a great piece. Harris denied a Supreme Court mandate. The Supreme Court demanded that Harris, when she was Attorney General, decarcerate California's prison population because the health conditions, the overcrowding was to the point where it wasn't safe. Harris fought it. She recommended, well, instead of releasing nonviolent offenders full stop, let's have them go fight the California wildfires. We'll just have them risk their life without training. But it's remarkable. And by the way, I mean, Hillary Clinton picking Tim Kaine was a big mistake, but there's two ways that Biden's going to blow this. Number one, if he completely collapses on the debate stage, which is possible. Bernie in that one-on-one debate with no audience really didn't go at him, but Trump is going to go at him hard. And somebody that's not cognitively well, he could have a full 20, 30 second span where he just completely goes blank, and that would be damaging. But the second thing is Kamala Harris, because that's a great way to depress the vote for young Black people, young brown people, young people in general, because more stuff is going to come out about her. And I'm all for a person of color, but Biden, he could throw a bone to progressives, even if he doesn't mean it. Whether it be even Barbara Lee. I mean, she's not my preferred choice, but she certainly would be a lot better than any of these people. But the problem is the neoliberals, the limousine liberals, are emboldened. They basically, through the help of cable news and Bernie not choosing not to go for the jugular, they survived what looked like Bernie possibly winning the primary. And now they're emboldened to think, oh, no, this progressive pocket, let them have their fun, let them protest, but it's business as usual. There is no progressive uprising. And when you have emboldened, servants of Wall Street, it's bad news. And the loser is us, because honestly, one of my viewers put it well. I mean, your choice is pretty much to die quickly or die slowly.
Oh yeah,
and that's the choice.
That's it. That's it. Trump is a climate change denier. His whole cabinet is climate change deniers. But Biden wants a middle ground on climate policy. Okay, great. Life on planet Earth will get extinct in 2045 with Biden rather than 2040 with Trump. Fantastic. Oh, good. Boy, that makes me rest easy. And my 6 nieces and nephews. Good luck with them. Well, good to have you, Jordan, here on the Political Vigilante. I also want to ask you now. You've obviously covered Flint, Michigan extensively. That's how I actually got to meet you, was I was doing Aggressive Progressives and you were there covering it. Does Flint, Michigan have a case, any sort of legal grounds to sue, to get can the citizens sue? Like where does things stand with Flint, Michigan right now? Because we're on what, year 5 or 6 of them having contaminated water?
Yeah, 6.5 years.
Jesus.
I actually tweeted today, 6.5 years. They don't have clean water. Nobody has been sent to prison. Nobody's even faced a jury trial. It is completely unfathomable. And up until now, basically, Rick Snyder, who was the governor, and all his government officials have been just basically appealing to prevent civil liability. But actually, the Michigan Supreme Court finally, 6.5 years later, ruled that civil suits can proceed against Snyder and his administration officials. So 6.5 years later, finally, Flint officials will have Flint citizens will have the opportunity to get civil penalties. But frankly, I broke this story a couple months ago on Vice. We exposed the cover-up. My partner Jen and I exposed that Governor Snyder, he was warned a year before the water was switched. So this is 2013. He was warned about possible health hazards if Flint used the Flint River for drinking water, allowed it to go forward anywhere. 6 months after the water switch, October 2014, he was told that there was Legionella in the water, which is a deadly waterborne bacteria outbreak. Just so happened to be 2 weeks before his re-election that he was told that. Him and his basically his right-hand man, kind of his Rahm Emanuel, so to speak, squashed a whistleblower from going public, and they didn't switch the water back to Detroit, even though officials in his own administration were saying, you got to switch them back. This is going to get worse and worse. Over, between 115, 120 people that we know of died from Legionella in Flint. A lot others have died with classified as pneumonia, but it was really Legionella. I mean, 6.5 years later, not one person is in jail. Usually they just throw somebody under the bus, but not one person is in jail. And it's not just a Republican thing because, we're always told vote blue no matter who. Right. Well, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who has gotten the front page magazine puff piece treatment during COVID, it was that woman from Michigan, Trump called her, and CNN, MSNBC has had her on constantly. The Times did a profile on her. When she became governor of Michigan, she promised to reopen the water stations that Governor Snyder had shut down. These were water stations all over Flint. Originally, there was 10 of them that poor Black people basically can go get free water. Gee, that would be handy during a deadly pandemic. And she said she was going to do it. She hasn't done it. I've been looking into her donors. It is within their business interests for the Flint water crisis to be over. She hasn't done a damn thing for Flint. So she might have not been the one that poisoned them, but she's certainly not helping them. And honestly, I mean, to me, the reason I've covered Flint for so many years, because it really isn't about water. Like, yes, it's about water, but how do these things happen in the wealthiest country on earth? Because of privatization schemes. That's what this was. Because of corruption, because of millionaires becoming governors and mayors and this and that, who are then bought off by richer people that donate to their campaigns. And it's just disgusting. I mean, literally, you have upper middle class white cities that are preemptively, without a problem, yanking out lead service lines under the ground so that there is no issue. Yet 6.5 years later, they haven't even replaced all of the lead pipes in Flint.
They haven't even replaced the goddamn pipes in 6.5 years.
Nope.
Jesus.
No. So, I stay on it. I haven't been back to Flint recently because of the pandemic, but yeah, I'm always going to stay on it. It's a crime against humanity. And frankly, the Democrats could put on all the Kenta cloth that they want, but it happened under Obama.
Oh, yeah.
His EPA didn't do a damn thing about it. Basically, Obama's EPA blamed Snyder and Michigan. Michigan and Snyder blamed the EPA. It was this, that, and the other thing, but the people of Flint suffer. And, full effects of lead poisoning you don't see that for 5 to 10 years. So those children and other people, it's not even fully known yet what the true damage is. And the true horror is it was not only lead. That was the headline in all cable news and corporate media. But you had PFAS, which is a water contaminant that could cause cancer, arsenic. I mean, you have all sorts of bacteria that was in that water. And basically, I always said if I could prove Trump did it or Putin did it, they would have paid attention. But I could never prove that. So
yeah. Oh, and this is the same governor who let armed white nationalists take over the Capitol building and really just let them do whatever they want. They weren't, nobody shot and tear gassed them. They showed up with weapons, with Nazi flags, and they took over, Nazis took over the capital of Michigan, and she did nothing?
Yep. Nothing.
Unbelievable. And this is the big resistance. This is the vote blue Erni do. This is the big resistance. And it's like insane. Like you said, everyone screams about Putin. He didn't contaminate the water. He didn't shoot water protectors at Standing Rock. And then, Obama did that fake stunt where he drank the water and Flint said, oh, it's fine, which was just offensive. 6.5 years later, it's still not fixed.
By the way, I can't verify this, but Michael Moore, he says that was actually water from Air Force One. It wasn't Flint water.
So, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Of course, there's no way he's going to drink that. There's no way they're going to let the president of the United States of America drink contaminated water. There's no way. Whether he knew it was healthy water or not, they wouldn't let him do it.
But the whole thing is theater because, I don't want to be a white guy like speaking for black people, but I think P. Diddy and some other black people have finally stepped forward and put some onus on Biden and others to say, no. We're not just automatically voting for you anymore. This is business. What are you going to do for us?
Yeah.
Because Biden, Clyburn, all these people, they'll come by the churches and all that around election year. They'll promise criminal justice reform and tax credits for small black businesses and blah, 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 blah. But they're not doing any government jobs programs for Baltimore. They're not doing any government jobs programs for Detroit or Flint. They're not going to do a damn thing. I mean, look at the kid glove treatment against Jeff Bezos the other day in that hearing.
I know.
They're not going to do anything about the oligarchs, the real estate developers that are literally capturing these cities, pushing out poor black and brown people and poor white people now too, with high-rise condos. They're closing down schools, replacing them with Whole Foods. This is not just a Republican thing. It's Democrats too. So yeah, I mean, Democrats, if you're a woman, you're good. They'll let you do what you want. If they won't tweet racist things, but the policy is racist. I mean, the policies are racist. And Biden, for example, it's literally like the arsonist who burned down the house now running to be like the fire chief.
Yeah.
I mean, everything he's doing is from his bankruptcy proposal, which is to basically clean up the bankruptcy bill that he put forward, to his criminal justice platform. He's very lucky. I mean, if he was not running against Trump, I mean, Joe Biden would not be in the position he is. And, to progressives, I say, everybody has different schools of thought. Some people want a third party. Some people want a hostile takeover. To me, either one of those things isn't going to matter if progressives don't start getting, like street brawlers. There could be no more like My Friend Joe or Madam Speaker. I mean, these people are bank robbers and they're looting the working class of America. And it's not just Republicans, it's Democrats too. And the thing that frustrates me is, I'm in the trenches showing this, like as humbly as I could say, I think we cover things out in the field more than any others. But then you have these neoliberal hacks like Chris Hayes and Rachel Maddow and the people at CNN. I mean, CNN's giving a nice play-by-play of COVID in terms of, where the case is, this, that, the other thing. They're not out talking to people like a young couple with a 1.5-year-old who's about to get evicted. I mean, I just did an interview. It broke my heart. I interviewed somebody who is literally a 24/7 caretaker. His 35-year-old wife came down with ataxia, which is a degenerative disease. She's incapacitated. He cleans her, feeds her, taking her to the bathroom could take a half hour. He's facing eviction. His parents were helping him, but COVID sucked his parents' finances dry. He's facing eviction. He can't move his incapacitated wife easily. And he has to resort, it just so happened, I saw his tweet, I interviewed him. He had to stop the interview multiple times because his wife is a full-time job. He had to go bring her water. She cries. I mean, it was very sad. My viewers at Status Quo came through. I mean, it's remarkable. We raised them over $11,000 just to stop the eviction. But you shouldn't have to GoFundMe to do the government's job, So this is what's going on. And I don't see corporate media showing those stories. I mean, hell, some independent media I'm just keeping it real. TYT sent out an email the other day that was basically pushing for Biden. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. It's sad. I think the country's in a lot worse situation even than during the 2008 crash.
Oh, 10 times worse. This is 10 times worse because there's several things. The 2008 crash, what we're in now, we're on the backs of nobody got jailed by Obama in 2008. No real legislation. Dodd-Frank is a Band-Aid on a shotgun wound at best. So it's happening again. We've got a housing bubble. We've got a student loan bubble. We had 90. There was something like several million. I forget the actual number in February of car loans were 90 days behind in February. There's no way that number's gone down since the pandemic. Not to mention the 28 million evictions that you and I have talked about. I mean, this is going to be unbelievable. And the Democratic Party, all they offer is Trump's bad. And I mean, part of me, like, I'd love to see Biden win. I'm not going to vote for him, but I'd love to see Biden win. Great, Trump's gone. And then I'm going to go, now what? Are you guys going to go back to brunch? Because Biden said, I'm not defunding the police. He said that. I'm not making this up. He said that. He said, well, I'll teach cops to shoot people in the leg. He's crazy. He's a
No, he said he's giving the police more money. $300 billion.
Oh, it's nuts. And everybody thinks that these Democrats are going to come to the rescue when it's like the neoliberal Democratic mayors and governors are sitting around letting this crap happen. So, again, it'll be interesting to see, but I really appreciate, Jordan, all the work that you've done in Flint. 6.5 years that you're the only one covering it. You're the only one covering it. It's unbelievable, man. So before we go, tell everybody, how they can support Status Quo, because all of us indie media, we need the people to support us.
Yeah, and I appreciate having me on. I don't know what your experience has been, but we might as well be hidden in a cave on YouTube.
Oh, God.
Half the time, my subscribers don't know when I'm live. They say, Jordan, have you posted a video in a while? It's like, yeah, 3 today.
Yeah.
But nobody sees them. YouTube, actually, it's really, I mean, you want to talk corruption, Silicon Valley. YouTube basically admitted a couple months ago that they have been pushing authoritative news, like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. So now when you look on trending in YouTube, it's all cable news stations, ABC News. The stuff that used to get like a couple thousand views is now getting millions. Well, we're hidden in a cave. So yeah,
it's a great point. So it used to be when someone would watch one of our videos, like let's say somebody watched a video of me talking about Flint, it would suggest one of yours or vice versa. Now, somebody, our diehard fans come to our channel and watch one of our videos. Now the suggested videos are all MSNBC bullshit. It's ridiculous, man.
So I'm live almost every day around 4:30 Eastern, so 1:30 your time. People could check us, subscribe, Status Quo, COUP on YouTube. And, obviously support whomever you want, but we actually go out in the field a lot. We just finished a reporting tour. We were actually in Louisville covering the demand for justice for Breonna Taylor. How about that? You're sleeping, the police barge in, they shoot you dead, then they try to charge your boyfriend with attempted murder for protecting his girlfriend. Still hasn't been charges brought against any of these police officers who killed a 26-year-old black woman. So we were out.
Who was an EMT who signed up for a life of helping people?
Was treating COVID patients.
Jesus.
So yeah, we were in Louisville interviewing her aunt and activists. We got a full-on view of the police there. So yeah, you could support us, statuscoup.com/join. But most importantly, we just want people to know, like, the channel exists, Status Coup. Go subscribe, and we're live, every day, 4:30 Eastern time, and we also at Status Coup on the Twitter. And yeah, I'd love to have you on. Come on, because honestly, I've been saying for a while, I think indie media, we're on our own little island too much, and we need to do more together. I don't want to say stronger together, but we're definitely better together.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree with that, dude. And you reached out to me on Twitter to say if you could come on. I really appreciate that. So whenever you want me to come on, dude, you let me know. And to everybody out there watching, we got 755 people watching, which is pretty good. We got 466 likes. Hit the like button. All those little things help. And I say this like liking our videos, subscribing to our channels, following us on social media. All those free ways help. Obviously, we need cash, but we know there's people out there whose money is tight. So all those free ways help. And I don't know, are you on Rockfin? Are you familiar with Rockfin?
Yeah, we're on there.
Excellent. Good.
I'll also say people were giving me crap. I don't know if you get these emails from like really shitty people, but like, stop begging for likes. Kyle Kalinske doesn't ask for likes. I was like, yeah, well, I didn't have the good fortune of growing my YouTube channel before YouTube, basically. I mean, I love Kyle, but like, he don't need to ask for likes. We're not asking for likes for our ego. It's like one of the only ways that you get boosted in the YouTube algorithm. So definitely like Graham, and we appreciate any support for our channel, Status Coup.
Right on. Jordan, really appreciate the work you're doing. To anybody who's new to Status Coup, they're out there and they're doing like reporters on the ground. That's the thing I love what they're doing. It's something I would love to grow this channel to, is to have like political vigilante reporters covering things like Flint and Breonna Taylor and Louisville and all that stuff, man. You've done great work. You were great on the campaign trail. So anybody who's watching my show that's new to Jordan, please subscribe to Status Coup, because they're doing great work, and that's how you got to support independent media. And as I say on this show, vote with your dollar. So cut your cable, don't give them your money, and support shows like Jordan's and mine. It's a good thing that they're doing. Jordan, thanks for taking time out of your day, man, to come on the show.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right, brother. Jordan Chairiton, ladies and gentlemen, from the Status Coup. How great was that? We're having some great interviews on the show, folks. Hit the like button. We've got 756 people watching. We got to get those likes up. The algorithm counts. All right, let's read some. Let me adjust some sound stuff. Here's the thing I'm learning with OBS. When I have a guest on, I have these two. I have their mic, their sound, and my sound. And then when they leave, then it messes my sound up. So tell me if this improves it. I'm turning off the Zoom. Basically, we were here. I'm turning that off right now. Right now. Tell me, now that I've said now and raised this number one finger, if that has made my sound better. Because when the guest leaves on Zoom, if I forget to turn that off, then my sound gets weird. So tell me if that helped the situation. Have Jordan on as Epstein stuff. Oh, cool. Yes, better. Now it's too low. Exactly. Great sound now. Yes, it's better. Bad audio, worse. Echo is gone. Back to normal. Wow, better. Yeah, fixed it. Better. Now you sound perfect. Okay. You sound nasally. That's because I'm from the Midwest. And I say stuff like, pop, I want a soda pop. Better volume drop. Okay. Yeah, look, I don't have the money right now I don't have the money now I don't know if I just upped the volume a little bit. I don't have the money to hire a tech person. I have money, right now I'm hiring an editor who puts my clips up there so I don't have to do all this post-production, which definitely helps. I'm going to boost my sound a little bit there.
Um, sound is low. Awesome interview. Thank you. Sound is too low. I just upped the sound a little bit. Tell me if that helps. I just turned it up just a touch. What's up, Annabelle? How you doing? Is it safe to assume that we aren't all going to agree on every damn thing? Yeah, of course. We're allowed to not agree, but somehow a lot of you seem to want to only hear an echo chamber of your own opinion. Yeah, it's okay to disagree. You don't have to lose your shit when somebody disagrees with you. All right. All right, let's read some of the super chats, folks. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, everybody. Get that likes up. We got to get the like up to 700. I want the likes up to 700. We had 700 some people watching. We got to have at least 700 likes, folks. You got to make that happen. You shut the message. All right, where we are. Let me go back to the... So, Anthony, we asked your question about criminal charges in Flint. Absolutely. Rick Manusa, Rick, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show. Love both you guys. Look forward to your shows. Keep up the great work, Jordan, and you as well, Grant. Thank you, Rick, for supporting the shows and supporting indie media. Pat the Batman fan. What's up, Pat? Just a super chat to kill time. Enjoy. Thank you, Pat. Really appreciate it. Baz84. Boom. Do your stuff, Graham. I will, with vegan guns in hand. Your God is mean. That's a nice street handle. Shave your knuckles for justice. How can we fight against the massive power arrayed above us? I worry it will end in blood. I know it's a legitimate question. I don't want it to be violent. I don't want that to happen. I don't know if they're just going to keep clamping down on their power. That's the thing. You feel like the ruling class is losing control. And when they do that, they double down on authoritarian power, which is what they're doing. That's what's happening in all these cities in America, especially Portland. They're just like, oh, we're going to double down. And it won't matter if it's Biden or Trump. They're going to just keep doing that. Kamala Harris will absolutely put the knee on everybody's neck. She will absolutely do that. The Stromness. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show. AOJ. Boom. You're making Gotham great again. Herman was funny. I'm going to watch Pokemon for him. Amit Campbell, what's up, Amit? Good to see you, man. Thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate it. I appreciate people throwing up any amount of money helps, and people who can do bigger amounts of money. When you do the $10, $20 or more, that's really cool because you're paying for some people that can't. You know, there's people out there who aren't working and really appreciate it. Hit the like button. Come on, we got to get over 600 likes. We're at 598, 599. Somebody like it. Somebody like it. Like it. Like it. Like it. I want to see 600 likes. I want to see. There it is, 600 likes. We need 100 more. We had 700 people watch it. We got to get up there. Amit Campbell, two of my favorite political contributors on the same stream. Yay! Boom! Vegan guns on the stream. Yeah, it's great. It was great having Whitney on yesterday. It's great having Jordan. Hadn't had Jordan on in a while. I'm glad he reached out to me. I got to reach out to more indie media folks and have them on the show because it's great to talk to them. Nancy Vanter, what's up, Nancy? Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Asked Jordan about Adbuster's call for 50-day protest at White House, September 17th. Sorry I didn't get through that when he was doing it, but I'm hearing about this now. I think you brought this up the other day. Adbusters is having for a 50-day protest at the White House starting September 17th. I love it. If you're in the D.C. area, make that happen. Be safe. Bring helmets and shit because he doesn't care. He had the federal troops go tear gas people so he could hold a Bible upside down. He's nuts, so be careful. I'm down with that protest, but, be ready. Frank Frio, what's up, Frank? Appreciate the donation, brother. Shave your knuckles for justice. There was a line going down the block from the guns and ammo store in my neighborhood all during March and April. After the evictions, they will be in the street next. When that happens, the feds will get their asses kicked. I know. 3 million guns have been sold since the lockdown in March. 3 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. So they're going to try to divide us. Be very careful. They know how many guns are on the streets. They want everybody divided. They don't want everybody unified going to the ruling. They don't want everybody going to the Capitol building. They don't want everybody going to the CIA headquarters or the Pentagon or Goldman Sachs building or Jeff Bezos' house. They don't want everybody doing that, so they got to keep us divided. You see this? They have to keep us divided. See how critical it is? That's why the right-winger folks, the working class red state Trumpers need to understand that they're getting screwed by Trump and the ruling class. This notion that he's their hero is delusional. He doesn't care about you. The Democrats don't care about you. Joe Biden doesn't care about you. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, the Bushes, the Obamas, the Clintons, none of them care about you. They don't give a shit about you. They have to keep us divided. I know. There's people like, oh, I'm not going to go, maybe they're white people or whatever, and they're like, the all lives matter people, whatever, but when they get kicked out of their house, they're going to have a different tune. And these people like, oh, these anti-fascists are starting trouble, these federal troops need to be in Portland. Okay, when they come kick you out of your house, they're going to sing a different tune. It's a good point. It's a good point, Frank. Frank Friel again, shave your knuckles. You're making Gotham great again, Frank. Antifa are the new Molly Maguires. Oh, fuck, that's funny. Egg 64, shaboom. What, so settle for Biden is a real thing? Yeah, that's the camp. That's how strong the Democratic Party is. Just settle for Biden's the best we got. That's the best we can do. Biden is a half a bag of dicks. At least it's not a full bag of dicks. Like, it's just like Nina Turner said. She goes, you're giving me a half a bowl of shit and telling me it's good. It's insane. We live in insane times. Catherine Garrett. What's up, Catherine? Shave your knuckles for justice. Hi, Graham. This is for having Jordan on. Thank you so much. 632 likes. We got to get that up to 700. Come on. Artificial. Oh, sorry, it jumped on me. It jumped on me. Artificial Morphosman. Bum, 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 bum. In 2016, if Hillary would have just mentioned Flint and Standing Rock, she would have won, but she didn't. But now she and the media blame Bernie for Trump. No, it's this. The Democratic Party is 100% to blame for Donald Trump. She didn't campaign in Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania. Had she campaigned there, she would have won. Had she just shown up she didn't even have to show up at Standing Rock. She's Standing Rock's not right. But she's a corporatist. She makes money from the oil companies, just like Obama, just like Trump, just like all of them. And then they had the audacity to blame Bernie Sanders supporters. You ran a shitty, shitty campaign, and you're blaming us? Fuck you, man. I'm sorry. I'm so sick of that crap. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Native Americans and all others, but there was mainly Native Americans were at Standing Rock. They were getting the shit beaten out of them. They were shot with water cannons and all this crap. Where were you? And Obama said, we'll see how this plays out. Where were you, Alyssa Milano? Like Jordan said. Where were you, wine moms? Where were you, white feminist Hillary supporters? Where were you when Native Americans were getting the crap kicked out of them because they didn't want a pipeline on their land? Where were you? Now you're going to blame Bernie Sanders? You got to be kidding me. I'm so sick of neoliberals doing this crap. Your party, your neoliberal corporate politicians that you hold so dear, they did this. They created Donald Trump. They did this. Debbie Wasserman, these are facts. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was fired by the DNC when the Podesta emails came out for corruption. Hillary Clinton then hired her. That told progressives, oh, this party is corrupt. I'm not voting for you. that told people like in West Virginia that voted for Bernie Sanders, we're not voting for Hillary. People in West Virginia didn't forget NAFTA. Donna Brazile was fired by CNN for giving Hillary Clinton questions ahead of a debate. She cheated. CNN fired her for it. That's not Bernie Bro's fault. And all these women and all these people of color that supported Bernie in 2016 and in 2020 were racially, it's a racist, offensive, dismissive insult to call them burn bros. And I'm so sick of all these wine mom white feminists who support Hillary Clinton. Let me tell you something about your hero. Your hero. Flight logs. I'm not making this up. Flight logs that the FAA demands every pilot has to do showed Hillary Clinton was on Epstein's plane twice. Donald Trump was on once. I think Donald Trump was a pedophile who knew Epstein just from one flight log. Hillary was on twice as many times. Her husband, Bill Clinton, was on 26 times. Bill and Hillary were at Epstein's compound in New Mexico numerous times. I'm not making this up. This isn't internet conspiracy theory crap. These are facts. Ghislaine Maxwell was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding 2 years after she settled out of court for being a pedophile and a sex trafficker. If you think Hillary Clinton is your feminist hero, you're delusional. You're just as delusional as the crazy culty Trump supporters that say Trump never lies. They're out of their minds. How are you any different? Hillary Clinton did not campaign in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. I didn't make that up. I'm not making that up. She chose to not do this. She lost that election, and then you blame Bernie supporters? And neoliberal Hollywood friends of mine call me up and say, Graham, stop what you're doing. They're blaming the messenger. Blame yourself. Blame yourself for backing the shitty, corrupt party. Blame yourself for not holding that party accountable. It's a dumb part of human nature, especially American human nature, to think that if I'm calling out a politician you voted for, I'm somehow insulting you. Just say, I voted for this person. They clearly sucked. I was wrong. This party is corrupt. And don't tell me how awful Trump is. I know how awful Trump is. Criticizing the Democrats does not mean I support Donald Trump. He's racist. He's a fascist. But all of the things he's doing, again, these are facts. I'm not making this up. Everything Donald Trump is doing with federal troops, Obama did that. He sent federal troops into Baltimore when people were protesting Freddie Gray. It was a Democratic mayor of Baltimore, a black woman, that allowed that to happen, that allowed him to get murdered. And then she sent cops to shoot protesters. She did that. He let Tiger Swan, again, this is all verifiable on the, this is Tiger Swan, a private security company, was operating on Standing Rock. The police were on Army Corps land. It was federal land. Obama could have said, you can't go on federal land. These protesters have a right to do this. But he backed the party. Stop telling me that the Democrats are heroes. The mayor of Portland, Oregon is a Democrat who will not kick out these federal troops. Ted Wheeler, the mayor of Seattle, is a Democrat who has allowed the Seattle Police Department to tear gas and shoot people with rubber bullets. Mayor of Los Angeles is a Democrat. He will not call out the crimes of the LAPD. Wake up. Stop blaming us progressives. I'm sick of it. You dumb neoliberals, you're the problem. Malcolm X called out your problem. Malcolm X said you're the worst thing that's ever happened. You need to wake up. Don't tell me how great Obama was because his tweets were nice. He bombed 7 countries. He took us from 2 wars to 7. I'm not making that up. I keep having to say that because you go, Grand, you act like jackasses. If Biden wins, great. You're going to go back. Are you going to go back to brunch? Are you going to not pay attention? Like all the Alyssa Milano wine moms who had no problem with Native Americans getting the shit beaten out of them by cops and private, federally funded security forces? What Obama did at Standing Rock and in Baltimore and during Occupy Wall Street is exactly what Trump is doing to people in Portland, Oregon. You think Trump's the first one to do this? He legally can because Obama signed the National Defense Authorization Act in December of 2011. Wake up. These Second Amendment red state jackasses that don't want to wear a mask, they're hypocrites, they're liars, many of them are racists. But they don't think federal agents are going to come snatch them up because they got an American Eagle hat. They're delusional, and you're delusional if you think Obama and Biden are somehow heroes. Obama, 85,000 kids are dead in Yemen. 85,000 children are dead in Yemen. You think that George Floyd video is awful? And it is. He was murdered by the Minneapolis police. What do you think of the families of the 85,000 children in Yemen? That was a war started by Obama that is continued by Trump. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired. And then you blame us progressives. Oh, you burned bros. If Biden leaves, you lost. You lost. You ran a shitty campaign in 2016. You cheated Bernie Sanders again. The United Nations, again, I'm not making this up, has said the 2016 and 2020 Democratic primaries have all the earmarks of a rigged election. I'm not making that up. I don't work for the UN. When there's districts where Bernie Sanders had double-digit exit poll victories and Biden somehow won, and they were all voting precincts that used electronic voting machines that were proven in 2006 to be hackable, none of that what I just said I'm making up. None of this is conspiratorial. All of this is fact. You just choose to not listen to it. And because Rachel Maddow, who's paid by companies like Boeing and Pfizer to push this nonsense because she doesn't call it out, you think it's not real. Oh, if it's only on people on YouTube, they must be crazy YouTubers. No, we just want the truth. I don't like Trump. He's a Nazi. He's awful. And Joe Biden is backed by the Lincoln Project because Joe Biden is a Republican. He said, I'm not going to defund the police. He just voted to give police departments an extra $300 billion. He's not for Medicare for all. We need free healthcare in the middle of a pandemic. What are you talking about? Wake up, neoliberals. You're on the streets protesting for George Floyd. That's awesome. I'm all for it. You need to wake up to the whole thing. Because when Obama dropped more bombs than Bush, you didn't care. All of us white people are having to own our white privilege. And this is important, isn't it? And it's uncomfortable. We're having to hear about this. And we're learning there's a book, White Fragility. We all need to read that, white people. But the same thing for you liberals, you neoliberals of any ethnicity. If you're still holding on to the fact that Obama and Biden were great and we want Biden to win, you are just, and if you're a person of color, you need to hear this. You are just as much in denial as the white people that say, oh, I don't see race. I don't think there's systemic racism. Not all cops are bad. Those are the same statements. I really need you to hear that. White people, we really need to hear about white privilege. We all need to own it. We need to look at it in our lives. But all liberals, all of you voted for Obama, liberals, you all, of whatever your ethnicity, whatever your gender, whatever your socioeconomic status, whatever your sexual orientation is, whatever that is, you need to hear this. Because all the shit that's happening in the streets was made legal by Bush and Obama. In some cases, it was made legal by Bush, the Patriot Act. Who voted for the Patriot Act? A bunch of Democratic senators and congresspeople, people like Joe Biden, people like Hillary Clinton. They voted for this. They voted for the war in Iraq. Obama kept it going. He kept the Patriot Act going. The democratically controlled Congress has voted to keep the Patriot Act going. Everything that I've said to you is verifiable on the internet. I'm not making any of this shit up. If you don't want to wake up to this, then you're living in denial. You need to wake up to this. Because if we all don't wake up, this shit's going to keep happening. You got to look at the whole thing. Systemic racism, part of it is because there's a profit motive. For-profit prisons, how did those get expanded under 8 years under Obama? Was that just he got tricked? What happened? How come countries in Western Europe have had free healthcare for 70 years and we don't? Thanks for watching the show. Wake up. Boom. I've woken up. I voted for Obama twice. I phone banked for him in 2008, donated to his campaign. I would love to see a female president. I'd love to see a female president, a woman of color, whatever, but not if they have profited from corporate and war and all that other stuff. Kamala Harris, put 120,000 people of color behind bars as Attorney General of the state of California. She gets money from the military-industrial complex. She gets money from private prisons. Wake up. The Democrats are not your friends. And even people like AOC and the squad, they won't call out the Democratic Party's corruption. They just say Trump's bad, Trump's bad, Trump's bad. He's an existential threat. Okay, great. And when he's out of there, then what? Then what? Biden will keep bombing. We're bombing 7 countries right now. Those were countries that Obama and Biden started bombing. We're sanctioning countries that, again, were sanctioned under Obama and Biden. We sell weapons to Saudi Arabia. Trump sold $100 billion in weapons to Saudi Arabia. Obama and Biden sold $113 billion to Saudi Arabia. You know, the country that treats women like second-class citizens and chops up journalists. That country, they're our allies. The country that the majority of the 9/11 bombers came from, wake up. The lesser of two evils is still evil. Shave your knuckles for justice. 678 likes. Let's get it to 70. Crush Renata. Save your knuckles for justice. Why politicians listen to crazy right-wingers with guns besides peaceful, mostly unarmed protesters? They must fear death before they work for you. Absolutely. Victor Stanton, shave your knuckles for justice. Even though I'm subscribed to Status Quo, I haven't seen videos recommended in months. Yeah, that shows you we're both getting shadow banned. Mock Racy, what's up, Mock Racy? Shave your knuckles for justice. You see TYT's JoeBiden.com email list of members? Oh, it's so awful. Joe Biden. Jesse L, shave your knuckles for justice. Can Shatner sing I Want It That Way by Backstreet Boys? Okay. I Want It That Way. I will sing that. I will sing that. We're going to wrap up here in a sec. Come on now. 689 likes. Let's get to 700. 10 more likes. 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 Hit the like button. 10 more likes. 10 more likes. Hit the like button. Matt S. Shave your knuckles for justice. As a Detroit native, it sucks to hear Flint water is still poison. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. I know. It's unreal. 694 likes, 697. 704, we did it. Me too. Shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for supporting the show. LJL. Boo. Thank you for supporting the show, LJL. This $5 is dedicated to Herman Cain, who died to own the libs. COVID-19. All these people with this, like, no, COVID-19 is not real. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. Sorry, your thing jumped up. JH Scott 6. Shave your knuckles for justice. 714 likes. Outstanding. We were a big show today, kids. The status quo. We had a big show. Hi, Graham. Jordan was right about Bernie being in D.C. too long. One term is enough. No consecutive terms. If they are worth it, then can run in non-consecutive years. Probably not worth it, though. That's a great point. And you know, I think Bernie still thinks it's like politics of 20 years ago. Well, we got to get this committee and steer things. And this notion that you're going to pull Joe Biden to the left after he's elected, no way. After he's elected, he's got your vote. He doesn't give it. He doesn't need to do shit for you. He doesn't need to do shit for you. And that's the thing about progressives is they act like chumps. They're just chumps. They just take these table scraps and go, yay, thank you. And they need to go, no, this is bullshit. We ain't taking this crap. That's what's encouraging when I see the George Floyd protests and people wanting to defund the police. They're not taking half measures from city councils and from mayors. They're just not taking it. And that resistance, that protesting needs to be applied to everything. Don't take this table scrap bullshit. Just say, no, we're not taking it. We're not taking it. Aiden Daniels, what's up, Aiden? Thanks for supporting the show. Detroit Oh, destroy the oligarch's property. They care more about that than police casualties. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing the police don't understand. These cops that are like, the ruling class doesn't, when the cops wake up to that fact, that if a bunch of cops get killed or whatever, they don't kill. They're just going to just throw you out there. You're just bullet sponges. They don't care. When these federal agents, they're not going to care. They don't care. Every like revolution, the tipping point was always when the guards or the soldiers or the security or the police stopped protecting the oligarchs. That's when it changed. When they all looked behind them and go, why are we protecting these rich assholes? We're putting our lives on the line. They don't care about us. They don't. They need you to protect them in their mansion. So if you're a cop or a soldier or you're one of these federal agents, they don't care about you. The two parties don't care about you. The billionaire ruling class doesn't give a shit about you. They don't care about you, man. They do not care. And if you get wounded or injured or dead, they don't care. The only reason they'll care is if you stop protecting them. And if you turned and joined the crowd, you would be welcomed with open arms. You would be welcomed with open arms. You laid down your weapon and took it off and joined the protesters, people would welcome you with open arms. Congress is about to take another 4-week recess. Stimulus checks will have to wait until they're back. Oh, God. Boy, that's the democratically controlled Congress. Aren't they great? Spectrum 86, what's up? Boom. Graham put Nick Brana on. Thank you. Yes, I've been asked that before, and I said, yes, I'll do it, and I forget. I'm sorry, but I will. Thank you. Louise Brooks, what's up, Louise? How you doing? Are you shaving your knuckles for justice, Louise? Are you making Gotham great again? My brother lives in a super gated community and just bought a gun. Won't listen to his hippie little sister. Provide housing, food, and school to people, and no one will shoot you. I know. I know. That's all fear. My gated community, I gotta get a gun. Yeah. People don't want to riot. People don't want to protest. People don't want to go on strike. They don't want to do these things. People just want to live their lives. It's so simple. I don't get why it's like, ask your brother with a gun. Do you like having a simple life? And if he gets taken out, what happens if he loses everything? What happens if he loses his gated community? What happens if they foreclose on his house? What happens if he loses his job? He's going to lose his job at some point. I mean, there's a high probability with this economy crashing. Yeah. Anthony. Shaving knuckles for justice. I didn't attend Hillary rally in like October 16 in Detroit. Yeah, I know. Louise Brooks. And healthcare, boom. Oh, I know. If everyone had a decent job in healthcare and housing, no one would riot, no one would protest, there'd be very little crime. Why would you want to steal? Why would you want to risk that if you had this night? Nobody that's like living a nice life wants to risk anything. People, middle class, upper middle class, everyone plays by the rules because they're just like, I don't know, this isn't, why would I want to give this up? People that become desperate. It's crazy, man. Matt S. Shaving knuckles for justice, Matt. Thanks for supporting the show. I really appreciate it, Matt. Lack of police will result in people acting as police, hence gun sales increasing. Where are you on the notion of lack of police mostly hurt poor black communities? Thanks, man. That's a great stance. I mean, that's a great question, rather. To just eliminate the police, and to be clear, and I've talked about this before, defunding the police doesn't just mean like cut police budgets in half and good luck. It means refunding and reallocating that money rather than police getting money for armored vehicles and riot gear and tear gas. Put that money on housing. Use the Housing First program that I've talked about before on the show. So Housing First is something that they came up with in Finland. They're now actually using it in Utah. Finland had a very bad homeless problem, and they realized that the traditional way of like helping people get a job or whatever, you can't get a job unless you have an address, and you can't get an address unless you have a job. So homeless were trapped in this vicious cycle. They came up with Housing First. We're going to give them housing, not a cot in a shelter, an apartment. Studio, 1-bedroom apartment. Give them an apartment. Give them clothes. They can shower. They can have decent, because How are you going to look for a job if you're sleeping on the streets and you're tired and fatigued? How are you going to do that? Get an apartment and then help them with, if anyone has, health issues, mental health, drug treatment, they get job training. Their success rate was 4 out of 5 people. That's 80% success rate. So imagine, like America, we have 500,000 homeless people in this country. It's more than that now. That was the number before the pandemic, but let's just use that number for right now. So that means 400,000 people with the Housing First program would be reintegrated back into society. 100,000 homeless is still bad. There's some people, whatever, the drug addiction, or they're, dealing with severe mental illness, bipolar, schizophrenic, whatever, but still, getting 80% of the homeless population off the streets and back into society. And you know what they discovered in Finland? It was cheaper. Giving people housing was cheaper than, because right now with the homeless, you have to call the cops. Most police departments that have a high homeless population, that is like 70% of their job is responding to some homeless related, a fight, a break-in. There was a homeless guy sneaking around in my building the other day. And I was like, hey man. And he's like, oh, sorry. It's like, I knew he was looking to steal something. I wasn't going to call the cops, but we spent so much resources on that. And then there's fights, and then there's garbage in the streets that needs to be cleaned up, and all this crap. When you give people housing first, it costs less, just from a pure dollar standpoint. It costs less. And then the 80% of the homeless population that's reintegrated into society, they've got jobs. They're paying taxes. They're contributing to the economy and society. That's a good thing. Utah decided to do the same thing. And Utah has one of the lower percentages of people facing eviction right now. Probably that has something to do with it. I don't know the details on that. I haven't researched it, but that's just the connection I'm making. Because I did that video the other day that's dropping today about the looming housing crisis. So when you do that, you don't need then police to respond to these things. We've talked about it before, like rather than having a cop with a gun and a badge deal with a traffic violation, you have traffic officers who aren't armed. So when someone gets pulled over by a traffic officer, they're not scared for their life. Okay, the traffic officer is going to say, slow down, here's a ticket or a citation or whatever, go to traffic school, because traffic laws are for all of our safety. We want you to be a better driver. Don't gun it through the yellow light. That puts your life and other people's lives in danger. It makes your insurance rates go up. So go to traffic school. No one's scared when a traffic officer. There's a homeless problem. We have homeless outreach. We would still need police for like serious crimes, break-ins, someone with a gun, shooting, domestic violence, gangs, sex trafficking, sure. But we don't need them to respond to all of these other things. Just pulling cops off the streets and everyone just fends for themselves, no, that's not a good plan. Thanks for asking that question, Matt. Great discussion. Edward Bernays, what's up, Edward? The U.S. party dictatorship. Question, who will the presidential race between, who will win the presidential race between Biden and Trump? Answer, Hillary Clinton. Yeah, she's going to weasel her way in there some way. Ms. Hendricks, what's up? Shave your knuckles for justice when all your friends voted for Hillary in 2016. Oh, I know. Lori Mountain Gal Pal. What's up, Lori? Good to see you on the show. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. Hope you're safe. Shave your knuckles for justice. Am I the only one who supports both Black Lives Matters and reopen protests? It's not just about haircuts. Lockdown kills poor people. Oh, that's a good way to bring up a good point. If we are going to open everything up, then just everybody wears a mask. We got to, the studies have shown indoors is, if everybody wears a mask, that's what they've done in Japan. I talked to a friend of mine who lives in Tokyo, which is a massive city. It's probably 2 or 3 times the size of New York City, right? She was like, her husband takes the train every day to work, has been working this entire time at an office. He's wearing a mask. Everyone wears a mask. She saw one person without a mask in a store, and someone was like, you need to wear a mask. And the person's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and ran out and put a mask on. No one's like, I'm going to wear just wear a fucking mask. You want to reopen everything? Everybody wears a mask. It protects you. So the no mask crowd is insane. They just like, I just want to ask them and say, so when you see like a surgeon with gloves, goggles, and a mask getting ready to perform a surgery, do you think you're wearing the mask because they want to protect the patient, the surgery team, and themselves? Or do you think it's because they don't like freedom? Just a question. And the people are like, it's not healthy to wear a mask all day. No, it's not. You go in when you're outside, like what they said in California, if you're outside, you don't need a mask if you can practice social distancing because the breeze is good. If you're going to be close to people, put a mask on. I just went on a bike ride. I wore a mask for most of it. When I was on the bike path and there was a stretch of about 100 yards where no one was on it, I pulled my mask down because it's easier to breathe. And then when I saw people coming, I put it back on. It's not that hard. Maria Ranelli. Hello, Maria. Thanks for supporting the show. Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Great show as always. Thank you. I really appreciate you supporting what I'm doing. I really do. Tisha T. What's up, Tisha? How you doing? Boom. Would you teach an outer space alien how to surf if he or she asked you? Yeah, if they were cool. If they weren't mean. If they're cool aliens like E.T., I'd be like, I'm down with it. If they're like, invade the place like Battle Los Angeles, then no. A cool alien? Yeah. That doesn't want to eat me? I'm down. Even Alf, you know, he ate cats. That was weird. A cool alien. I would teach a cool alien how to surf. Fair enough. So if any cool aliens in the chat, hit me up. Sam Teen, what's up, brother? Shave your knuckles for justice. Rotate for truth. Vegan guns. G'day, mate. With the invention of the Karen, there are calls to name men who behave that way. Tuckers after Tucker Carlson. Opinion? I like it. Yeah, call them Tuckers. I like that. Tuckers and Karens. I love it. AKY Woman 1. What's up, AKY Woman 1? Lib femmes are just fun femmes, not real femmes. Oh yeah, liberal feminists are just fun feminists, not real feminists. Right on. Thank you for that. Marco Smith. What's up, Marco? Scraping my knuckles for justice. Boom. Do it. 745 likes. Outstanding tonight, folks. AOJ. What's up, AOJ? Shave your knuckles for justice. Upload that rant. Also, don't forget libs blamed Russians to avoid dealing with how awful they are, the same way Trump supporters blame minorities. Yeah, exactly. Good point. No, I am going to upload. After I just finish that rant, I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that as a separate rant. So tomorrow, you know, I'll drop the Jordan stuff and yeah. Artificial Morphosman. Boom, 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 boom. I'd rather have Graham and Jordan ask for likes than CNN playing big pharma commercials. Cable news allows us to die for profit. Yeah, thanks for saying that. And I know we have to like constantly like, oh, like, subscribe, Patreon, Rockfin. I know we have to do that, and I know it can get a little annoying, but that's how, again, and thank you for putting in that perspective. The alternative is we get big sponsors and then we can't say the truth. That's the alternative. So we're just hustling, man, to keep the shows going. And, you know, Jordan has a lot of mouths to feed because he's got these journalists. He has to pay them. He's got a whole team of people. He has a network. I mean, he has a news channel, and he's got reporters. He's got to pay for them to fly out there and put them up, and that's a lot of. He's got a big overhead. So you got to go easy when he's asking for money. All that you just got to understand it's just part of what it is. Because, like you say, the CNN journalists don't have to ask you for money. They just cut to a commercial, and here comes a bunch of bullshit. Oh, Merck Pharmaceuticals and Pfizer and Boeing are all buying ad time. Gee, I wonder why the CNN reporters keep shitting on Medicare for all. I can't put it together. Frozen. You're frozen. Can you still hear me? Hold. You sons of bitches. I think we got it. 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 Hello. You're back. I'm back. And bam, 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 bam. We did it. Thanks, everybody. Louise Brooks, what's up, Louise? Shave your knuckles for justice. He married well, but I asked him, what would you do to fee protect your sons? Yep, everything the protesters are doing. The term defund has been such a flashpoint. Wish there was a different word, but mainstream media would still twist it. Absolutely. Louise, thank you for the big donation. Really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the show and trying to walk your brother down the road of enlightenment. Vegan guns, truth to tweet. Gina Gal 9, what's up, Gina Gal 9? How you doing? Thanks, Graham, for having Jordan on. Got home late and we'll have to rewatch. Love you too. Thank you. Kate, shaving knuckles with us. Graham, it's frozen, but Kate, it. I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. Thanks for letting me know. Ooh, fun times. Gina G, what's up, Gina? What's up? The prosecutor in St. Louis County will not bring charges against the police officer who killed Michael Brown. Nothing has changed. Yep, I know. And this is why everyone's like, why are they protesting? Because nothing has changed. And look, the Minneapolis cops haven't been sentenced. They've just been charged. They haven't been sentenced. When they go to jail for 20 years or something like that, then we can go, okay. This sends a message to cops. Okay, you do that, the cops know there's a 99% acquittal rate. They'll be fine. They can do whatever they want. And the media backs them up. The corporate media backs them up. It's nuts. All right. I'm hungry. It's been about 2 hours. So here's what I do with the live stream, folks. As soon as I'm done, I'll leave this one up a little bit longer so you can watch some of the Jordan stuff. But usually what I do, because YouTube is throttling me and hurting my numbers, I pull it down and then I put it up on Patreon at the $10 level. So you can watch all the live streams on Patreon for $10. But I'll leave this one up a little while. And then what I do is I'll take the clips, there's 2 segments I'm going to pull out of the Jordan interview. I'll drop those as 2 separate clips. And then that rant I did, I'll drop that and I'll probably spread those out over Friday, Saturday. Because I'm going to take Friday and Saturday off, but I'll be live again Sunday. I'm doing Sunday to Thursday. That's the new lineup. So what's for dinner? I don't know. Something fun. But I'm going to... No, I've already had his movie. I'm going to do I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a mistake. I'm going to do it as Shatner. Maybe I should do it. Maybe next time I'll do it as Eddie Vedder. Wall hidden there, where heavy right. I want it that way, karaoke. Great live stream today, folks. We had over 700 people watching during the Jordan interview. That was rad. That was a nice number. 700 likes. Good business, kids. We have Lee Camp back on next week. There'll be a new government. Lee Camp is traveling, so we're going to do government secrets on Monday and then probably just drop it that day. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Artificial Morphosman. Boom! What's up, Artificial? Thank you for supporting the show. Even some of my lefty friends think I'm crazy for supporting you, but you speak truth to power. I'm glad you went on a 20-minute rant because of my Hillary super chat. Thank you. Whiskey and a t-shirt with Granny Petrol and Ron's Russian agent character. Oh, that sounds fun. Come Dancing the Kinks. Oh, that's a good one. We'll do that next time. Eat coal, drink kerosene, and be grateful, Greta. You should be playing in the coal mine, Greta. See, Greta, even Graham sings. He's not angry all the time, telling children to protest against adults. Greta, oil is good. Shimshay on his island of tranquility now that Biden's on his track to win. Yeah, we'll be doing more Shimshay videos. Gonna be doing some traveling, so we're gonna be doing more of those fun videos. All right, here we go. As Shatner. Backstreet Boys. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say, Spock, I want it that way. But we are two worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart, even if I beamed in. When you say that I want it that way, tell me why? Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why? Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why? I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. Am I your fire? Bones, the one you desire. Yes, I know it's too late, but Uhura, open up a frequency. I want it that way. Tell me why? Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why? Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why? I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. No matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, you are my fire, my warp factor 5, the one desire, set my favors for love. You are. Don't want to hear you. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. Tell me why. You Klingon bastards, tell me why. It's nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I
never want to hear Starfleet tell me they want it that way. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never, ever, Mr. Sulu, want to hear you say that you want it that way. I want it that way. Live long and prosper. We haven't done a little Shatner karaoke in a while. Fantastic, folks. Always have some Shatner. Some delightful Shatner, Shatner. Come on. Cancel Graham Elwood for Shatner appropriation. Oh. Oh, God, that's funny. Did you ever think you would do this for a living? No, Sydney, I did not. Being a comedian, yes. Doing Shatner karaoke after talking about heavy political stuff? Absolutely not. But I love it. 770 likes, folks. What a fantastic. We're going to make some rice and fish. That sounds delightful. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Big props to Captain Kirk is not dead. Graham, am I wearing pants? You'll never know. You don't know. Maybe I'm in a Speedo. Maybe I'm in a tiara. You'll never know. Maybe I have a kilt on. Maybe I'm wearing a sarong. Maybe I'm wearing skirts. That skirt shorts or whatever. Thank you so much. This is a great show today. Thanks again to Jordan Chairiton. Thank you to all of you in the chat. Thank you to everybody who did the super chat. You're keeping the show rolling. I love it. So, you know, the tea should be, I'm waiting for my web designer. She got delayed by a date. If it's not up tonight, it'll be up tomorrow. The new Vigilante Volume 2, The Dark Knight, will be ready for sale. And my thing is, like people that ordered last night, your orders went out today. If you order on GrahamElwood.com, there's shirts, there's DVDs, all this stuff. And I'm going to reduce the sale of the price of the DVDs to $10. They're going to be on sale, and $5 if you buy them with some of the tea. So I ship using the post office. It's union labor. I use packaging that's made from recycled materials. You're supporting me, a small business owner. You're supporting ZHITEA, which is a small business, and you're supporting all these small businesses. The people there's a married couple that make my t-shirts, so it's all good. You're supporting all these businesses, you're supporting what I do, you're making Gotham great again, and you're shaving your knuckles for justice. Thank you so much. Escort, my wife has 5,000 of those. Oh, nice. This was so fun, everybody. Thanks for supporting the show. Remember now, ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a mistake. I never want to hear you say, I want it that way. Shave your knuckles for justice.